Hi, and welcome to another edition of our RAISE training videos for job coaches and family liaisons. My name is Rachel Slafkin, and I am the RAISE Director of Education and Employment. Today's video is going to focus on social filter and social prediction. We will be reviewing what both social filter and social prediction are and ways to provide coaching to your employee. So what is this thing called a social filter? Just as a coffee filters out the unwanted coffee grinds and only allows the good coffee taste to pass through, a social filter also filters out the bad stuff and keeps it in your thoughts and allows only the good stuff to come out of your mouth. Unfortunately, many of our employees have a filter that does not always work properly. So sometimes their words or actions that should be filtered actually sneak through. Using a social filter means that you think before saying or doing. It makes sure that some of the words in your head don't make it out of your mouth. It keeps us from saying words that may cause hurt feelings. It also keeps you from saying things that might embarrass you or those around you, like a boss or coworkers. Let's face it, we've all had thoughts about others or about situations that might not be super nice or appropriate to say out loud. But our social filter reminds us to keep those thoughts to ourselves. When your employee says or does something that is inappropriate or could get him or her in trouble at work, ask your employee these 3 questions. Is it kind? Is it helpful? Is it necessary? If he or she cannot answer yes to any of those 3 questions, remind your employee to use his or her social filter. Your employee may try to argue that his or her words or actions are actually helpful or necessary, even when you know they are not. If this happens, ask your employee how the words or actions are helpful. This may lead to a discussion where you can help your employee realize that his or her words or actions should be filtered and not spoken aloud. Remind your employee that his or her social filter helps him or her show respect to adults in charge, like you as the job coach, or a boss, or even other coworkers or family members. The social filter can also help your employee stay out of trouble, whether that be at work, at home, with family or friends. It can also help your employee to save himself or herself from being embarrassed and protect him or her from hurting other people's feelings. It may help your employee to think about a thought bubble versus a speech bubble. If the words are not kind, helpful, or necessary, or are not at the right time, place, or for the right audience, it is best to keep the thoughts in the thought bubble. For example, when a boss is giving directions that would not be the right time for your employee to request a day off for a family vacation. Another example would be if all of your coworkers are eating lunch together and talking about the Super Bowl, that would not be the right audience to share about a personal problem. If your employee's thought bubble feels so full like it's going to burst, you can coach him or her to write down the thoughts for later, pick a better place to talk, or make an appointment to talk to the other person at a more appropriate time. For example, if your employee needs to talk to the boss about a personal matter, making an appointment to talk with him or her would be more appropriate than trying to talk to the boss during the staff meeting. The speech bubble is where thoughts and actions go that have gone through the social filter and are appropriate for the time, place, person, and situation. Social prediction is closely related to social filter. Social prediction requires a person to think about the impact of what he or she says or does on another person. For example, if I tell my coworker that her new haircut is ugly, social prediction should tell me that my coworker would get upset with me and may not want to talk to me again. Again, my words would not be kind, helpful, or necessary. Using social prediction can help our employees determine which thoughts should stay in this thought bubble and which should go into the speech bubble. Social prediction requires being able to see a situation from another person's perspective, which is not always easy for our Raise employees. You can help our employees use social prediction by asking them how they think they would feel if someone said something like that to them. During an employee's break, it might be helpful to do some role-playing to practice social filter and social prediction. For example, you could present the following scenario or make up one of your own. James is a cashier at the grocery store. Sam is a bagger working in the same checkout line. A customer tells James that he gave the customer the wrong change. Sam pipes up and says, "James is so careless. I cannot believe he has not been fired yet." Ask your employee if Sam's words were kind, helpful, or necessary, and then to predict how James might react to Sam. Certainly, you can make up other scenarios that may happen or even that have happened at the worksite with your employee. Using a social filter and social prediction may take a lot of practice for your employee. Here are some ways you can coach him or her. You could say, are your words or actions kind, helpful, or necessary? Is that something that should be in your thought bubble or in your speech bubble? Is that something that you should filter or say aloud? Will your words or actions hurt others? Will your boss appreciate your words or actions? Will your words or actions be looked at positively by your boss? Will your words or actions help your situation? Will your words or actions hurt others or make them upset? You may also say, your words or actions were hurtful. Try again, putting them through your social filter. As always, remember, practice makes permanence, and our Raise employees may need a lot of practice and reminders to use their social filter and to think about social prediction. Thank you for watching this edition of our Raise training videos.